All right, so welcome into the Tech Territory podcast presented by the Fifth Quarter Sports Network. We are very excited. We're here for the first time. We're going to do a little 10 to 20 minute trailer kind of intro video talking about how the three of us became Virginia Tech fans, what we want to do with this podcast, what the structure of it's going to be like, what our long-term goals are for it. Josh, if you wanna get us started, go ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm Josh. I am a student full time at Radford University right now. I'm from deep South Mississippi, near Biloxi, if anybody knows where that is. I'm majoring in communications, and I'm currently working part time for Tech Sideline. Um, and my long term goal is, in all honesty, I want to be able to transfer to Virginia Tech, graduate. I've been a lifelong fan. Both my parents went there. My entire family, big fans of the Hokies. I've been going to games since I was 4 or 5 years old. And I'm a Hokie through and through.
So how did your parents end up in Biloxi, Mississippi as Hokie grads? Is that where they from or?
Well, I was born just outside of Baltimore, and I lived in Lynchburg for 8 years up until I was 10 after moving from the Baltimore area. And we moved down to Mississippi because my dad got a engineering job at Ingalls Shipbuilding in Pascagoula, Mississippi.
Got it. Cool. Is there many Hokie fans down there in South Mississippi?
More than you'd think because Ingalls is such a big engineering
Got it.
spot. Just the area is not a ton, but more than you'd think.
Cool. That's awesome. All right, Chase, what you got?
How you guys doing? I'm Chase. Cutting to the chase on X. I'm from Richmond, Virginia. I've been a Hokie fan since I was little. My dad went to Tech. I didn't go there, but I consider myself a Hokie through and through. We go to all the games, all the home games. So I've been a fan for a long time, and that's about it.
Cool. And I'm Michael William. I go by a lot of different names. I have been a Tech fan my whole life. I'm actually the fourth generation of Virginia Tech graduate in 30-year increments. My great-grandfather graduated in 31. My grandfather graduated in 61. I've got an aunt that graduated in 91, and I graduated in 21. So every 30 years we've put one out. So now big pressure has been put on me and my wife to have a child here in the next few years to keep that going. But yeah, I mean I got my fandom, got it honest. My grandma had season tickets from the mid 70s up until the early 2020. So she had them for right around 50 years, and the last 6 or 8 years she had them. They got passed on to me, and I mean, when you got free tickets, you go to games and you have a blast. I've been at some great games. I was at the North Carolina 6 overtime game. I was at the North Carolina game where we beat them 2 years ago. I was at the Belk Bowl where we beat Arkansas. So been to a lot of good games, and I mean, it grows on you. So this podcast, I think what we want to do, we want to come to you on. Probably be released. We want to go live on Tuesday evenings, and then I'll probably post it to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, whatever. Wednesday morning, Wednesday evening, but you'll get it first on YouTube. We're going to be primarily an audio podcast, but you will get a little bit more on YouTube, how we kind of interact with each other, and I've got some different things I can do with the video stuff. And then one thing that I think's missing from the Virginia Tech podcast space. Correct me if I'm wrong, if y'all know, but I don't know of any like late night Saturday instant reaction. I know Sons of Saturday, they do a great job. They record Sunday morning, Sunday afternoon for the Saturday stuff, but I know for me, if Tech has a big win or even a big loss, I like to commiserate or celebrate with everybody else. So
yeah,
I think, after a game, the first thing I do is I don't really listen to the actual radio show, but after a game, the first thing I do is turn it on. I want to hear the coaches. I want to hear whatever. I know we'll be competing with that. We probably may not do very well at the time, but yeah, I'm excited about the Saturday night Saturday Night Thought. Josh, you have any thoughts on that?
I'm excited to do it too. I don't know of any podcasts that do it in the tech space. I know there are a couple,
Yeah.
a lot of national ones do 11 o'clock midnight shows,
Yeah.
but I don't know of any in the tech podcast space. I think
Yeah.
it's gonna be fun.
Cool. Chase, any last thoughts before we get out of here for our intro podcast or intro
No,
episode?
I'm ready to go.
Cool. All right. Well, that's our little trailer, our little intro, just kind of showing you what we're about. The social where you'll find me is the FQ Virginia Tech. Chase is Cutting to the Chase, and Josh, what was your at?
I have to check. I changed it the other day. It's Josh Paz VT. Paz
Cool.
is POZ.
Cool, and I'll link all of our socials in the bio for this podcast, so you can find us all there. I'm sure we'll all be tweeting. Oh, one other thing that I didn't mention, we're gonna do 5 picks every week, over under spread or outright winner. And we might do it by points. I'm kind of thinking off the fly here because Chase, I don't know. I think we should talk about it, figure it out. Because, like, if you pick an outright winner that's an underdog, you should get more points than if you pick an outright winner that's a 14-point favorite. I don't know how we're going to make that work, but I don't know. Maybe we just shouldn't pick outright winners if they're more favored by more than 7. I don't know. But we can talk about that in our actual podcast.
Sure.
In our next actual episode. But yeah, we're going to be doing picks. We're going to do 5 every week, and then we're going to try to keep a record. Oh, and then long term, I think I would like to keep this going long term. I have a blast doing it. I have as much fun doing the production stuff as I do talking about Virginia Tech sports. So I think I would like to keep it going through football season. We hit basketball. I like doing 2 a week during basketball, and then I even watch a lot of baseball. So I'd be into watching Tech baseball and talking Tech baseball.
Hokie baseball's a good time, man.
Yep. I don't know if we'll do 2 a week for baseball. But we could do one midweek, talk about the previous series and the next series, and then I envision us taking the summer off. Not really very much college sports going on over the summertime.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Well, yeah, that's it for our trailer intro episode. Check back in Thursday, and we'll have a recap of the season, recap of the Stanford game, and we'll look at the college football slate for this Saturday, the 12th. Tech's off, so we'll do a little bit more talking about general national football than we would normally. But yeah, we'll see y'all next time.